Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's reading session. Let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I request all of you to please hear attentively, and towards the end of the session, there will be a short quiz based on the content that we are reading today. Reading from the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace Vishwa Guru Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Chapter 14, entitled The Ecstasy of the Lord and His Devotees. The symptoms of highly developed devotional service, which are exhibited by the pure devotees, are sometimes imitated by those who are not actually pure devotees. This is described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Without devotional service to Krishna, one may have some motive in exhibiting such symptoms, but it should be known that the symptoms are not actual. Sometimes those who are not conversant with the signs of devotional service are captivated by the exhibition of ecstatic symptoms, but those who are in knowledge of the signs of devotional service do not accept such symptoms as the all in all. These symptoms only mark the beginning of devotional service that is accepted by learned devotees. According to the various divisions and gradations of devotees, permanent devotional situations can be divided into five categories: 1. Peacefulness; 2. Service to Krishna; 3. Friendship with Krishna; 4. Parental affection toward Krishna; and 5. Conjugal love for Krishna. Each division has its own different taste and relish, and a devotee situated in a particular division is happy in that position. Characteristic symptoms exhibited by a pure devotee are generally laughing and crying when emotions are favorable. A pure devotee laughs, and when emotions are not favorable, he cries. Situated above these two emotions is permanent love, which is called sthayi bhava. In other words, attachment to Krishna is permanent. That permanent loving attitude is sometimes mixed with different kinds of taste called vibhava, anubhava, and vyabhichari. Vibhava is a particular taste for attachment to Krishna, and it can be divided into two further categories: alambana and uddipana. In the Agni Purana and other authoritative scriptures, that which increases one's love of Krishna is said to be Vibhava, and when Krishna is the objective, Vibhava is increased as Alambana. Uddipana is induced by Krishna's transcendental qualities, his activities, his beautiful smiling face, and the aroma of his body, the sound of his flute, the sound of his conch shell, the marks on the bottoms of his feet, his dwelling place, and his paraphernalia of devotional service, such as tulasi leaves, devotees, ceremonial performances, and Ekadashi. Anubhava occurs when feelings and emotions within oneself are exhibited. In the attitude of Anubhava, one dances and sometimes falls down, sometimes sings loudly, shows convulsions, yawns, and sometimes breathes very heavily, all without concern for circumstances. The external features exhibited on the bodies of devotees are called Udbhaswara. The Vyabhichari symptoms are 33 in number, and they primarily involve words uttered by the devotees and different bodily features. These different bodily features, such as dancing, trembling, and laughing, when mixed with the Vyabhichari symptoms, are called Sanchari. When Bhava, Anubhava, and Vyabhichari symptoms are combined, they make the devotee dive into the ocean of immortality. That ocean is called the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean of the pure nectar of devotional service. And one who is merged in that ocean is always wrapped in transcendental pleasure on the waves and sounds of that ocean. The particular rasas, flavors, or tastes of the devotees who merge into the ocean of Bhakti Rasamrita are known as neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal love. Conjugal love is very prominent and it is symptomized by the devotees decorating his body to attract Krishna. The flavor of servitorship increases to include affection, anger, fraternity, and attachment. The flavor of friendship increases to include affection, anger, fraternity, attachment, and devotion. And in parenthood, the attachment increases to include affection, anger, fraternity, attachment, and devotion. There are also special favors experienced in friendship with the Supreme Lord, and these are manifested by friends such as Subala, whose devotion increases up to the point of bhava. The different rasas are also divided into two kinds of ecstasy called yoga and viyoga, or meeting and separation. In friendship and parenthood, the feelings of meeting and separation are various. The situations known as rudha and adhirudha are possible in the conjugal love relationship. Conjugal love exhibited by the queens of Dwaraka is called rudha, and the conjugal love exhibited at Vrindavan by the damsels of Raja is called adhirudha. The highest perfection of adhirudha affection in conjugal love involve meeting, madana, and separation, mohana. In the ecstasy of madana meeting, there is kissing, and in the ecstasy of mohana separation, there is udghurna and chitrajalpa. As far as chitrajalpa is concerned, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a portion known as Brahmara Gita, in which various kinds of chitrajalpa are mentioned. Udghurna is a symptom of separation, and there is also a symptom called transcendental insanity. In that transcendental insanity, one thinks that he himself has become the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In such an ecstasy, he imitates the symptoms of Krishna in different ways. There are two kinds of dresses worn in that relationship of conjugal love, and they are called Sambhoga and Vipralambha. On the Sambhoga platform, the dresses are unlimited, and on the Vipralambha, they are four in number. The ecstasy exhibited before the lover and beloved meet, the ecstasy experienced between them after meeting, the state of mind experienced by not meeting, and the state of mind experienced after meeting, fearing separation, are called Vipralambha. That Vipralambha serves as a nourishing element for future meetings. When the lover and beloved meet all of a sudden and embrace one another, they feel an ecstasy of happiness, and the state of mind they experience in that ecstasy is called sambhoga. According to the situation, sambhoga ecstasy is also known by four names: 1. Sankshipta, 2. Sankirna, 3. Sampanna, 4. Samruddhiman. Such symptoms are also visible during dreams. The mental state experienced before meeting is called purva raga. The obstacles which sometimes impede the meeting between the lover and beloved are called mana or anger. When the lover and beloved are separated, the mental state experienced is called pravasa. Feelings of separation, which are present under certain conditions even when the lovers meet, are called love anxieties or prema vaichitya. Such love anxieties are exhibited in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 90, verse 15, by the princesses who kept awake nights and watched Krishna sleep. They were afraid of being separated from Krishna, and they always talked amongst themselves about how they had been affected by Krishna's beautiful eyes and his smile. The supreme lover is Krishna, and he is situated in Vrindavan, and the supreme beloved is Radharani. Krishna has 64 important qualifications, and his devotee takes transcendental pleasure in hearing of them. As explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the characteristics are as follows: 1. His body is well constructed. 2. His body has all auspicious symptoms. 3. His beautiful. 4. His body is very glorious. 5. His body is very strong. 6. He always looks like a boy of 16. 7. He is well versed in various languages. 8. He is truthful. 9. He is decorated with pleasing words. 10. He is expert in speaking. 11. He is very learned. 12. He is very intelligent. 13. He is influential. 14. He is joyful. 15. He is cunning. 16. He is expert. 17. He is grateful. 18. He is firmly convinced. 19. He knows how to deal with different circumstances. 20. He is always conversant with scriptural injunctions. 21. He is clean. 22. He is controlled by his devotees. 23. He is steady. 24. He is self controlled. 25. He is forgiving. 26. He is grave. 27. He is speculative. 28. He is fair in his dealings. 29. He is magnanimous. 30. He is religious. 31. He is a great hero. 32. He is merciful. 33. He is respectful. 34. He is competent. 35. He is gentle. 36. He is modest. 37. He is the protector of the souls surrendered unto him. 38. He is the deliverer. 39. He is the friend of the devotees. 40. He is submissive to love. 41. He is all auspicious. 42. He is most powerful. 43. He is famous. 44. He is devoted to all living entities. 45. He is worshipable by everyone. 46. He is very attractive to all women. 47. He is partial to his devotees. 48. He is full of all opulence. 49. He is the supreme controller. 50. He possesses all honor. These 50 qualities or characteristics are fragmentally present in every living entity. When they are completely spiritually free and situated in their original condition, all these qualities can be perceived in human life in minute quantity. In Krishna, however, they exist in totality. There are five other transcendental qualities mentioned below, which can be seen in Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, and partially in Lord Shiva also, but they are not visible in ordinary living entities. These characteristics are as follows. 1. He is always situated in his original condition. 2. He is omniscient. 3. He is evergreen or ever fresh. 4. He is eternally blissful. 5. He is conversant and is the master of all perfection. Besides these five transcendental qualities, there are five others which can be seen in the spiritual sky, especially in the Vaikuntha planets, where Narayana is the predominating deity. These are 1. He has inconceivable qualities. 2. He is able to sustain innumerable universes. 3. He is the seed of all incarnations. 4. He grants the highest perfection to those enemies whom he kills. 5. He is the most attractive of self realized persons. The above mentioned qualities and characteristics, which total 60 in number, are visible up to the platform of Narayana. However, Krishna has four special qualities, which are 1. He is able to manifest wonderful pastimes. 2. He is expert at transcendental flute playing. 3. He is surrounded by loving devotees. 4. He possesses unparalleled personal beauty. Thus, Krishna has 64 transcendental qualities. Srimati Radharani has 25 transcendental qualities, but she can control even Krishna by them. Her transcendental qualities are as follows. 1. She is sweetness personified. 2. She is a fresh young girl. 3. Her eyes are always moving. 4. She is always brightly smiling. 5. She possesses all auspicious marks on her body. 6. She can agitate Krishna by the flavor of her person. 7. She is expert in the art of singing. 8. She can speak very nicely and sweetly. 9. She is expert in presenting feminine attractions. 10. She is modest and gentle. 11. She is always very merciful. 12. She is transcendentally cunning. 13. She knows how to dress nicely. 14. She is always shy. 15. She is always respectful. 16. She is always patient. 17. She is very grave. 18. She is enjoyed by Krishna. 19. She is always situated on the highest devotional platform. 20. She is the abode of love of the residents of Gokula. 21. She can give shelter to all kinds of devotees. 22. She is always affectionate to superiors and inferiors. 23. She is always obliged by the dealings of her associates. 24. She is the greatest amongst Krishna's girlfriends. 25. She always keeps Krishna under her control. Thus, Krishna and Radharani are both transcendentally qualified, and both of them attract one another. Yet, in that transcendental attraction, Radharani is greater than Krishna, for the attractiveness of Radharani is the transcendental taste in conjugal love. Similarly, there are transcendental tastes in servitude, friendship, and other relationships with Krishna. These can be described with reference to the context of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Persons who have been thoroughly cleansed by devotional service and are always joyful, being situated in elevated consciousness, who are very much attached to the studies of Srimad Bhagavatam, who are always cheerful in the association of devotees, who have accepted the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate shelter of their lives, and who are pleased to perform all details of devotional service, have in their pure hearts the transcendental ecstasy of attachment. When that ecstatic state of being is encircled with love of Krishna and the transcendental experience, one gradually attains to the mature oneness of spiritual life. Such spiritual life is not possible for those who are not situated in Krishna consciousness and devotional service. This fact is further corroborated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, wherein it is said, "It is very difficult for the non devotee to understand the taste of devotional service. Only one who has completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna and whose life is merged in the ocean of devotional service can understand this transcendental pleasure." Lord Chaitanya thus explained briefly the transcendental situation and spiritual enjoyment of life, and he taught that the first stage of perfection is to become a religious man in the ordinary sense, as known in the material world. The second stage of perfection is to become materially rich. The third stage of material perfection is the attainment of complete sense enjoyment. And in the fourth stage, there is knowledge of liberation. Above this platform are those on the fifth stage who are already liberated and who are established in Krishna consciousness or devotional service to the Lord. In the highest perfection of devotional service in Krishna consciousness, one experiences the taste of the ecstasy of spiritual relish. The Lord then told Sanatana Goswami that he had previously taught his younger brother Rupa Goswami at Prayag or Allahabad. The Lord assured Sanatana Goswami that he had empowered Rupa Goswami to spread the knowledge he had given him. The Lord then similarly ordered Sanatana Goswami to write books on the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and he authorized him to excavate the different sites of Krishna's pastimes in the district of Mathura. Sanatana Goswami was also advised to construct temples in Vrindavan and to write books on the principles of Vaishnavism as authorized by Lord Chaitanya himself. Sanatana Goswami executed all these desires of the Lord. He constructed the temple of Madan Mohan at Vrindavan, and he wrote books on the principles of devotional service such as Hari Bhakti Vilasa. Lord Chaitanya further taught Sanatana Goswami how one can live in the material world while being in a complete relationship with Krishna, and he also taught him that there is no necessity for dry renunciation. The purport of these instructions is that in the present age there are many persons who accept the renounced order of life but who are not spiritually advanced. Lord Chaitanya did not approve of one's accepting sannyas without having perfect knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Actually, it is found that there are many so called sannyasis whose actions are below those of ordinary men, but who pass themselves off as being in the renounced order of life. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not accept such hypocrisy. He taught Sanatana Goswami to write elaborately on the subject of devotional service in his different books. The perfectional stage of spiritual life, which one can experience even while being in the material world, is described in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as follows: one who is not envious, but who is a kind friend of all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego and equal both in happiness and distress, who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, and whose mind and intelligence are in agreement with me. He is very dear to me. He for whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anxiety, who is steady in happiness and distress, is very dear to me. A devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and who does not strive for some result, is very dear to me. One who grasps neither pleasure or grief, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, is very dear to me. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me. He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith, making me the supreme goal, is very, very dear to me. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verses 13 to 20. Even if one is not situated in such a transcendental position, if he simply approves of such a transcendental life, he also becomes very dear to Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Verse 5, it is stated that a devotee should always remain dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and that as far as his material necessities are concerned, he should be satisfied with whatever is obtained without endeavor. In this regard, Shukadev Goswami advised that a devotee should never approach a materialistic person for any kind of help. As far as one's bodily necessities are concerned, one can pick up torn clothing out of the street, can take fruits offered by trees, can drink water which flows from rivers, and can live in a cave constructed by nature herself. Even if one is unable to do all these things, he should nonetheless completely depend on the Supreme Lord, understanding that the Supreme Lord provides everyone with food and shelter. One should understand that the Lord will never fail to care for his devotees who are fully surrendered unto him. In any case, the devotee is always protected, and therefore he should not be at all anxious for his maintenance. Sanatana Goswami thus inquired into all phases of devotional service, and Lord Chaitanya taught him most confidentially from authoritative scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord referred also to the Vedic literature known as Hari Vamsha, which gives information about the transcendental abode of Krishna. This information was disclosed by Indra when he offered his prayers after being defeated upon challenging the potency of Krishna. In the Hari Vamsha, it is stated that although birds and airplanes can fly, they cannot reach the higher planetary systems. The higher planetary systems begin with the Sun planet, which is situated in the middle of the universe. Beyond the Sun, there are other planetary systems where persons who are elevated by great austerities and penances are situated. The entire material universe is called Devi Dhama, and above it there is Shiva Dhama, where Lord Shiva and his wife Parvati eternally reside. Above that planetary system is the spiritual sky, where innumerable spiritual planets, known as Vaikunthas, are situated. Above these Vaikuntha planets, there is Krishna's planet known as Goloka Vrindavana. The word Goloka means planet of the cows. Because Krishna is very fond of cows, his abode is known as Goloka. Goloka Vrindavana is larger than all the material and spiritual planets put together. In the prayer contained in the Hari Vamsha, Indra admitted that he could not understand the situation of Goloka even by asking Brahma. Those who are devotees of Narayana expansion of Krishna attain the Vaikuntha planets, but it is very difficult to reach Goloka Vrindavana. Indeed, that planet can be reached only by persons who are devotees of Lord Chaitanya or Lord Sri Krishna. It was Indra who admitted to Lord Krishna, "You have descended from that Goloka planet in the spiritual world, and the disturbance which I have created was all due to my foolishness." Therefore, Indra begged Lord Krishna to excuse him. In the last phase of the pastimes of Lord Krishna, the last phase of the pastimes of Lord Krishna is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as Mausala Leela. This includes the mystery of Krishna's disappearance from this material world. In that pastime, the Lord played the part of being killed by a hunter. There are many improper explanations of the last portion of Lord Krishna's pastimes, such as descriptions of the incarnation of Krishna's hair. But Lord Chaitanya properly described these pastimes and gave them the right interpretation. As far as the incarnation of Krishna's hair is concerned, there is mention in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vishnu Purana, and the Mahabharata. It is said there that the Lord snatched a grey hair and a black hair from his head, and that these two hairs entered into the wombs of the two queens of the Yadu dynasty, namely Rohini and Devaki. It is also stated that Lord Krishna descends to the material world in order to vanquish all the demons. But some say that Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu, who lies in the ocean of milk within this universe. Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Laghu Bhagavatamrita, and his commentator Sri Baladev Vidyabhushana, have discussed these points fully and have established the exact truth. Sri Jiva Goswami has also has discussed these points in the Krishna Sandarbha. When Lord Chaitanya finished his instructions to Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana, being empowered and enlightened, was so transcendently pleased that he at once fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya and said, "I am born of a very low family, and I have always associated with lowly people. Therefore, I am the lowest of sinners. Yet you are so kind that you have taught me lessons which are not even understood by Lord Brahma, the greatest being in this universe. By your grace, I have appreciated the conclusions which you have taught me, but I am so low that I cannot even touch a drop of the ocean of your instructions. Thus, if you want me, who am nothing but a lame man, to dance, then please give me your benediction by placing your lotus feet on my head." Thus, Sanatana Goswami prayed for the Lord's confirmation that his teachings would actually evolve in his heart by his grace. Otherwise, Sanatana knew that there was no possibility of his being able to describe the Lord's teachings. The purport of this is that the acharyas or spiritual masters are authorized by higher authorities. Instruction alone cannot make one an expert. Unless one is blessed by the spiritual master or the acharya, such teachings cannot become fully manifest. Therefore, one should seek the mercy of the spiritual master so that the instructions of the spiritual master can develop within oneself. After receiving the prayers of Sanatana Goswami, Lord Chaitanya placed his feet on the head of Sanatana and gave him his benedictions so that all his instructions would develop fully. Thus, the Lord described the ultimate stage of love of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya said that such a description cannot be given even very elaborately, but that he had informed him as far as possible. The conclusion is that anyone who attentively hears these discourses and instructions of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami very soon attains to Krishna consciousness and engages in devotional service to the Lord. Thus ends chapter 14 of Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, entitled the ecstasy of the Lord and his devotees. Now I'm going to ask you questions based on this quickly, and let's see if you know the answer. You can unmute yourself and tell the answer. Okay, here is the first question. True or false? Lord Chaitanya taught that liberation is the ultimate goal of life.
False, Prabhu.
Yeah. What is the ultimate goal?
Krishna Prema means love of Godhead.
Yes, very good. So, Krishna Prema is called Panchama Purushartha, which is beyond Dharma, Artha, Kama, and even Moksha, which are considered the four Purusharthas of human life. So, Krishna Prema, attaining pure love, is the ultimate goal of life. Next question. Okay. What is essential for spiritual advancement? What is the most essential thing for spiritual advancement? Who can answer?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna
Amrit?
Prabhu. Prabhu, mercy of the spiritual master. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, that's the perfect answer. The mercy of a bona fide spiritual master is most essential for spiritual advancement. Very good. Okay, next question. Last question. So, true or false? The jiva is marginal energy of the Lord and can be influenced by Maya. True or false?
True, Prabhu.
Yes, true. So, Jiva, all of us, we are marginal energies of Krishna and we have a tendency to fall down, to become influenced by Maya. So, thank you very much for joining today's session. We shall meet again in the next session and continue our reading of this book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.